So we want to create a grid which contains 3 columns. So first we will create a container that will wrap all the columns. So first I'll create a division tag div. So with a class, so I would like to name it maybe wrapper, which like it will wrap around the items or the content, like the columns rather. So within this wrapper, maybe I'll choose to have another wrapper again. By this time, I'll give it a class. Let's take for example row. So within this row will contain the number of columns that we want. We can choose to have 4, 5, or even more on our page. So I'll create the first one. So with this div, give it a class called I don't know, content or content wrapper. Or okay.
Yeah, Mr. Gilbert.
Yeah.
Mr. Gilbert.
I'm listening.
Just a moment. After you created the wrapper div, the class, the first one.
Yeah.
The second one, what is the main essence? The second div.
With the first div, let's say it will be the main, let's take the main container.
Okay.
So the second one will try to separate the columns from the first one. You can choose to use only one, it will still work. Or you can
that's what I want to
decide to take it out at all. So
okay.
Wrapper content. So within this wrapper content, I'll have a header 2 tag. So first heading. So first, let's take first header. Please, can we continue?
Yeah.
So with the first, then I would like to create a paragraph. Let me close it. So I want some text to fill this. So I'll quickly move to the tool, look for the snippets. Then I have lorem ipsum. It's a Latin word. I don't know the meaning of, but most of the websites do contain this information. It's just a dummy text. It's used to occupy a space. So when the main information is getting, then we can insert it there. So this is the first wrapper, the first column. So I can decide to copy, starting from the div with the class wrapper content. I'll copy, then paste it the second time and change the first to second. Then for the third time, paste. So third. So I'll save it, move to my browser. So refresh. So this is what we have. So it's now time for us to use our CSS to style this information into our design or what we want. Please, can we move to the CSS?
Let me see the code again. Wait, come down for me. Okay.
So please, can we continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I then move to my CSS. So I'll begin with the first wrapper that I created called the class. So because it's a class, I'll use the period sign, then the name of the class, wrapper. Then I'll give it a style. So I'll first give it a width. I'll give it a width of, let's say, 80%. So the 80%, then I'll give it a padding, a space around it, let's say 50 pixels. So with this, I'll save Control S, then move to my browser, refresh. So this is what we have. So we need to center our work. So I'll then move back, then use the margin. So I'll set margin to auto. So the auto will center our work. So refresh. Then we have our work in the center. I can even give it a text alignment, a text align. So text align, then justify. So we are done with the container, the first container called wrapper.
Okay.
So this is it. We then move to, let's take our row. So with this, we can even choose to ignore the row, but I'll call the row, then give it a width. So our new width, which is the 80%, we want it to occupy, let's say 100%. We are done with our row. Then we move to the wrapper content. So period wrapper content. So this is where you like to grade it. So based on what you want, if you want 2 columns, then we know what to do. It's just a matter of calculating the width that we want. So we want 3. Then the 3, we will set the width to, when we divide 100% by 3, you will get 33.33. So we can use 30% for the width. So we can save.
Okay.
And we see we have the width of 30% for the wrapper content. Let me float them. So we have the float. Then we float to the left. We can also float to the right based on what we want or what we are doing. So float to the left. So we can see that the information is too crowded. So we can give it a space around it. So we can choose a padding, then give it a padding of 10 pixels. So as we can see, we have a nice grid. So with this, we can even add more of our grid to form a 3 by 3 or a column of 3. So with this one, I want to duplicate for another 3 times. So paste, 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 then save. So as you can see, so depending on the number of times that we want, supposing we want a column of 2, it's just a matter of changing the CSS, the width of the content wrapper. So let's take, for example, 45%. Save it. then we can see we have a grade of 2. Please, do you understand?
Yeah.
So depending on the number of grades that we want, it's then just a matter of changing the width. If we change the width, then you get our desired width, that grade that we want. So 30. Then we have the grade of 3. Please, can we continue? I think with this, it's even okay. Or
Yeah, it's okay. So basically, we first want to control the whole first container.
yeah,
So we position everything. Afterwards, we are controlling the whole first row. Then we are now moving to the content itself, and that's what we are dealing with this part.
yeah,
Now, assuming we don't want to deal with this and want to do it only one, what would have been the appropriate way?
only one. Like,
Yes, we don't want to create 3 diff tags.
okay. So as I was saying, it's just a matter of changing the width. So we can even set it to 100%. Then refresh. We have a grade of 1.
No, not this way. What I mean is, you see, instead of creating the diff tags 3 times, like the wrapper diff,
Yeah,
the row diff, and then if I want to just create one diff,
one div. Then
yes.
it automatically generates maybe three other divs. Or
If it doesn't generate, but we want to still have it in 3 forms like this.
so 30. Then let me clear. Okay. So save. Something like this.
Come again. Let me see.
Something like this, or
No. Let me, for instance, go to your HTML code.
okay.
You see here, we have the diff with a class wrapper.
Yeah.
Then we have another diff with a class row. Then another diff with a class wrapper content. I'm
Yeah.
saying that, is it possible to ignore the class row diff and then the wrapper content diff, and we have only one diff, which is, for instance, like the class wrapper, and paste this same information, but yet get the same thing we want?
Okay. Let's try. I'm cleaning the wrapper, then the row.
Yeah.
So save it. You will still get it, but there is it. We still have it.
Okay. But you're saying, but what's the effect of the but?
Oh, like it's just up to you how you want it. So you
Okay.
can use the content trapper, but this time around, when you try to make any changes to the wrapper content, it will affect individual column.
Work. Okay.
So supposing I want to shift the whole of this information to the center, it will be something else. That's why I kept it
Okay.
in the container. So when I call that container, I can shift
And you can shift it
everything.
to the center. Okay. So it's recommended that we do these 3 different containers, and
You
then we
can
can
choose only one.
maneuver.
You can choose only one, or you can even do without those containers,
Okay.
depending on how you want it.
You want it. Okay.
I think this one is okay, or
Yeah, we are
you
fine.
can. So can we do something in addition to the, or this one is okay?
Yeah, we can do something.
This one is Mr. James is not
Let
aware of
me,
this one.
if you don't mind, I want to show something to you.
Okay. Share your screen.
Okay. Please, can you see? Before you taught us that, I use this. Please, can you see?
I can see.
Yeah, so I did this, give about 2 paragraphs within, and then even like my footer class, I did this and added this information. So when I finished with that, in my CSS, what I did was that I created column. For instance, let's take the footer one. Yeah, the footer. So you realize I moved it to 4 columns.
Okay.
And when I finish with this, this is the effect I had for that particular work. So I wanted to know if they are all, you see my footer.
Yeah.
So it's also divided into 4.
4.
If we do something like that, I hope it's also correct.
In programming, we have many ways in killing a cat.
Yes. Okay.
We may be given the same assignment, but the way that a person would do his or her own will be different from other person. But
How another person will do it. Okay.
you have the same results.
Okay. Okay. I just want to confirm so that, like for instance, if you check where my vision statement mission, the same way I used to clear those things, some I use pictures and move it. I just want to know if they are all correct, then I'm fine.
Since we have the
Okay.
result that we are looking for, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I want us to do tables, forms
Okay.
and tables. Which one do you think we should, or we should go over
To go
the
to the
grid?
forms. Well, I am okay, but my colleagues, we can find out.
Please, should I go over the grid or?
I'm okay. Okay, let's go. So let's go to forms.
Okay. Let me share my screen. I would like to clear these ones again. Okay.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Why have you cleared it?
Why you want?
Hello.
You?
I wanted to show my screen.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Let me stop my.
So after going through the course, this is what I came out with. And it's horrible. I don't understand why.
Let's see your CSS.
The CSS. Where is it? From the wrapper.
Please let me look at your previous HTML, like the CSS, the one up
Okay.
before the wrapper.
Or the immediate ones after the wrapper, before the wrapper.
Yeah. Okay.
The immediate ones. This is the immediate ones.
Okay. And let me look at your Page again.
The page.
Yeah, in the browser.
This is it.
Wow.
So from the down part here, it is messed up.
Wow.
But before the introduction of the wrapper content, this one.
Okay.
Cut it.
Let me
And let's
Okay,
see.
let me look at something. Your rule, the width, do it 100%, not pixel.
Yeah.
Which one?
The rule,
The row, the CSS row.
This one.
yeah,
The width.
Yeah.
100%.
It should be 100%, not 100. Okay.
Save it.
Save. Refresh. Right. Okay, so now I go and give the padding.
Yeah.
Okay. Templates. Save it. Refresh. Good. So I'm good to go.
Yes.
All right.
Let me leave the screen.
Okay.
I think
So
it's
Mr. Gilbert, let's go to forms.
it's left with some few minutes. It would, I don't know.
And this one.
Let me end this one, then start a new one. Then we'll talk about the forms.
Okay.